If you have just $400 in emergency savings, you're actually ahead of a third of Americans. And yet, unless you dodge these 7 money mistakes, you may still be stuck living paycheck to paycheck for years. Shocking, right? According to the Federal Reserve, 37% of people can't cover even a $400 emergency, which means the real danger isn't how much you earn, but which money mistakes you repeat. Most people think making a budget is enough to fix their finances, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. In this video, I'll break down the 7 biggest mistakes keeping over 40% of Americans broke and walk you through practical steps to turn things around. Make sure you stay until mistake number 7. Almost nobody catches this one before it's too late, and it might be the silent trap holding you back. Let's start building your financial future now. Before we dive in, this video is for educational purposes only and isn't personal financial advice. Everyone's situation is unique. Always consult a licensed professional for decisions about your money. If any of this sounds like your own situation, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss more real-world tactics every week on Mark Invests. All right, here's exactly what's holding most people back. Here are the 7 most common mistakes keeping millions stuck, struggling, and how you can avoid them. Mistake number 1, not having clear financial goals. Financial goals are the foundation of every step you'll take with your money. If you're unsure where your income should go or never set a target, how will you know if you're on track? Take becoming debt-free in 3 years. That's a clear, specific goal. Want to double your income next year? Thinking about saving $10,000 to pay cash for a car or for a down payment. Each has a defined finish line. And that clarity is your first roadmap out of surviving to thriving. This isn't just motivational talk. Decades of behavioral science show that concrete goals lead to higher savings, better debt payoff, and smarter spending choices. When you set real deadlines and numbers, you're far more likely to execute changes, whether that means automating $200 per month into your savings account or making a side hustle plan with a $500 per month target. Your first homework: write down one financial milestone, the dollar amount, and your deadline to hit it. That's the foundation for every other step you'll take. Ready for mistake number 2? Mistake number 2, not preparing for emergencies. According to the Federal Reserve, if you can cover a $400 unexpected expense, you're better off than a third of Americans. But is $400 really enough? AAA puts the average car repair at $500 to $600 and a single dental visit. Urgent travel or insurance deductible can quickly wipe out that cushion. Prepping for small and big surprises is crucial. Without an emergency fund, a single mishap can push you into high-interest debt, mainly on credit cards. Let's do the math. A $600 car repair funded with a card at 22% APR, paid off over 12 months, means you'll pay over $60 in interest alone. Money lost simply for not being prepared. And it doesn't stop there. Once you start using credit to plug financial holes, it becomes harder to build any savings at all, since interest eats up your cash flow. The minimum emergency fund for most is at least $1,000. But aiming for 3 to 6 months of living expenses gives far more peace of mind. Start small, set a weekly transfer, even $20 adds up. If you want a practical tool, try using budgeting apps like YNAB. You need a budget, or Mint to automate and track your emergency stash. That's 2 down. But here's mistake number 3, a trap that keeps way too many people in the dark. Mistake number 3, not budgeting. According to a U.S. bank study, only about 41% of Americans use a budget. Shocked? You should be, because ignoring your spending means flying blind every month. If you've ever gotten to payday, bought a few things, and suddenly wondered where your paycheck went, you know how easy it is to lose control. Now, let's deal with a common myth. Most people think only big earners or math lovers need budgeting, but the data says otherwise. Even high-income earners struggle when they don't track expenses. Lifestyle creep eats through raises and bonuses faster than you realize. Budgeting doesn't need to be complicated. The zero-based budget is a favorite of mine. Assign every incoming dollar a job before you spend a cent: rent, food, savings, fun. You can use spreadsheets, apps, or good old pen and paper. The point is to see your patterns in black and white, spot leaks, and redirect money to goals. Here's a quick story from a viewer. Sarah, a nurse, realized she was blowing through $350 per month just in lunches out and coffee runs, all invisible without a budget. Once she tracked for 60 days, she set limits, meal prepped, and redirected $200 per month to a travel fund, finally taking a vacation she'd put off for years. Remember, if you don't track your spending, you can't change it. Budgeting is the control switch for your whole financial life. Quick pause. Drop a comment if you've ever made one of these mistakes, or share what helped you break the cycle. Let's grow this community of people taking action. Now, before we move to mistake number 4, let's bust another myth. Most people believe you have to scrimp for decades to get ahead. Truth? You need a plan, not endless sacrifice. According to recent statistics, automating even a modest percentage, say 10%, of your income into savings or investment changes your outcome dramatically over the long run. Mistake number 4, not thinking about the future. One of the biggest rationalizations for poor money choices is, I want to live for today, not worry about tomorrow. I get it. The idea of scrimping and sacrificing for a retirement you may or may not love sounds grim. But the real win isn't endless sacrifice now or reckless abandon. It's choosing balance. Imagine investing $200 a month while still enjoying life now, thanks to compound growth at a 7% annual return. That turns into over $48,000 in just 10 years. Enough to upgrade your future and create options. Let's plug that into a real calculator. FE equals PMT, times open bracket, 1 plus our close bracket to the n-1 divided by our close bracket. Plugging in $200 a month, 7% return, 10 years. $200 times open bracket, 1.07 to the 10th power minus 1 close bracket divided by 0.07 close bracket approximately equals $200 times 13.816. That's $2,763 yearly, or nearly $27,630 total, not even including interest compounding. The key is to split your strategy, some for living today, some dedicated to tomorrow. Find your right balance. Enough future focus that your years ahead are better. Enough fun now that you don't burn out. Let's recap where we are. So far, that's 1, no goals. 2, no emergency fund. 3, no budget. And 4, not planning ahead. Think you know what the next big mistake is? Wait until number 7. It's the silent trap almost nobody sees coming. Mistake number 5, having expensive habits. You don't have to be rich to have costly routines. The little luxuries you don't track can eat a massive hole in your wallet. Take smoking. If you smoke 1 pack a day at $7, you're spending about $210 a month, over $2,500 a year. Have you ever told yourself you don't have money to invest, but spend hundreds on convenience? Most of us have, even if it's in other categories. Another big leak: eating out. The occasional restaurant meal isn't the issue, it's the pattern. Dining out 3 times a week at $25 per meal is $300 per month, or $3,600 a year. Tack on drinks, ride shares, and it's jaw-dropping where the money actually goes. Insert quick pattern break. Think your habits are harmless. Pause and open your banking app. What's your highest spend category last month? Comment your number if you're brave. These patterns aren't about guilt, they're about awareness. The more you catch, the more you can change. Mistake number 6, bad debt, the wealth killer. Not all debt is the same. There's so-called good debt, like a mortgage on a rental property. Someone else is paying you rent, you're building wealth. Then there's bad debt, money borrowed for things that lose value fast, like new cars, clothes, vacations, or purchases on credit cards. Here's the trick. With bad debt, you're paying interest on things worth less every day. Example, if you buy a $30,000 new car you can't afford, finance it at 6% over 5 years. You'll spend almost $4,800 in interest, not counting the car losing $8,000 plus in value the second you drive off the lot. As the old saying goes, rich people earn interest, poor people pay it. If you're using credit to buy what you can't afford, you're feeding the very system that keeps you broke. Audience checkpoint. Like if you've ever gotten trapped by bad debt, type "I'm breaking the cycle" below. Let's commit to better choices together. Mistake number 7, spending to impress others. Dave Ramsey says, most people buy things they don't need with money. They don't have to impress people they don't like. Nothing accelerates brokenness faster than living for appearances. This isn't just a cliche. Psychological studies confirm that status spending causes hormone fashion. Gadgets purchased for others' approval results in greater stress, less wealth, and little long-term happiness. Maybe you bought the latest phone, a luxury bag, or took a big vacation because it looked good on Instagram. Sure, you felt a fleeting rush. Then the bill comes and you're no closer to real freedom. These purchases can set you back for years long after the likes fade. Here's the bottom line. It's not what you earn, but what you keep and the habits you build. Or as I like to say, you don't need a bigger paycheck, you need fewer silent money drains. Quick progress recap. We've covered the 7 most common habits keeping Americans overwhelmed with money. Lack of clear goals, no emergency fund, not budgeting, ignoring the future, expensive habits, bad debt, and falling into the comparison trap, bonus mistake, not paying yourself first. This is one mistake almost nobody recognizes until it's too late. Paying yourself first, automatically putting aside a portion of every check before you spend a dime, is the surest route to building real wealth. It's not about saving leftovers. It's about making your wealth automatic. Set up direct deposit to a separate savings or investment account. Even $50 per paycheck adds up to $1,300 a year. And over 10 years with a moderate return, that's real growth. Why does this work? Because you never miss the money. Behavioral science backs it up. Automatic savings increases actual savings rates by over 50% compared to manual methods. According to Vanguard research, if you have to decide to save every month, you'll always find a reason not to. Final quick check. Which mistake hit you hardest? Screenshot or jot down this list and commit to tackling one this week. One last thing. Download my free 7 mistakes to avoid checklist below. Print it, post it somewhere visible, and review it every month to stay on track. Remember, no matter where you're starting, breaking even one of these patterns can set you on a path to real comfort and freedom. This is Mark from Mark Invests. Let's beat these silent money drains together. This is educational content. Consult a professional for your unique financial situation. Let's do a quick recap. We broke down the 7 critical money mistakes that trap even hardworking people missing goals. No emergency fund, not budgeting, ignoring the future, expensive habits, bad debt, and trying to impress yours. We even added a bonus, not paying yourself first. Remember the real numbers. $400 is all it takes to be ahead of a third of Americans. But breaking these silent traps, one by one, is what unlocks real comfort and freedom. Here's your action plan. 1. Choose one mistake from today, just one, and write down your action step. For example, set up an auto transfer of $25 per week to your emergency fund, or spend 20 minutes tracking your expenses tonight. 2. Over the next month, pick a second habit and tackle it. Maybe cancel one expensive habit, or pay down your smallest bad debt. 3. In 6 to 12 months, review this checklist again. Each time you break a pattern, you get closer to controlling your money, not letting it control you. Download the free 7 mistakes to avoid checklist from the description. Keep it visible and check your progress every month. You'll notice changes as soon as your next paycheck. Less stress, fewer money leaks, more options. With every step, you build the habits that keep you out of the paycheck to paycheck grind. Stay patient. Radical results take consistency, not perfection. If this was helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Mark Invests. I'll be breaking down the best beginner-friendly investment strategies and tools in upcoming videos. Comment below with your biggest challenge right now, or share which mistake you're working to break so we can support each other. Grab that checklist below to start building real financial momentum. This channel is for education only. I'm not a financial advisor. Always consult a licensed professional for personal advice. And remember, past performance never guarantees future outcomes.